Hi, this is Kelly with NPRC. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the bad publicity some of the nonprofits in the Twin Cities have been receiving lately. There have been some allegations related to misuse of funds and lack of board oversight, and this can make board members nervous. 99% of the nonprofits are doing a great job with governance, but it can make it more difficult to recruit board members when we're not confident in what our role is as a board member. So let's talk a little bit about 3 things you can do to be an effective board member. The first thing is understand what your role is. You have 3 duties as a board member. The first one is the duty of care. Basically, this is to be diligent, show up for meetings, review the financials, review the minutes, ask probing questions, be active and engaged. So that's the duty of care. Secondly, you have the duty of loyalty. This is your responsibility to be loyal to the organization. You never want to have a conflict of interest between what's good for you and what's good for the organization. And finally, the duty of obedience. This is basically following all the federal and state laws that apply to your organization. So that's the first area you need to understand, is understanding your role. The next rule is to really be proactive. It can save a lot of headaches down the road. Be proactive in how you welcome new board members. Have a consistent orientation so people understand the mission of the organization, the key programs that you have, as well as the board meeting schedule, the different committees, and the responsibilities of the board member. So be consistent with that orientation. Be consistent and be proactive in reviewing your policies. Give them a once-over annually, and then a really more thorough review of your financial policies and your handbook at least once every 3 years or so. Should keep you in pretty good shape. And then also, in being proactive, have a document retention policy. Know how long to keep things and know how to safely destroy things when they no longer need to be retained. And finally, be diligent. It can be really challenging as a board member when you're not involved in the day-to-day operations to still feel confident that the organization has solid internal controls in place. There are board committees to help with this. Typically there are HR committees, executive review committees, financial committees, sometimes fundraising committees. These groups are tasked with having more detailed information about the internal operations of the organization and oversight. Be sure to ask questions and have processes in place to audit the internal controls. Whenever possible, you want to be able to segregate duties. That's not always possible in the nonprofit environment, but when possible, try to segregate it. Make sure there are checks and balances, otherwise known as internal controls, in place to help you maintain that compliance and be diligent in your job as a board member. Finally, periodically do an audit of key processes. Your financial processes. You want to do an audit of those. Maybe have an outsider in to help with that, to look at the written documentation as well as look at the physical files to make sure that your organization is doing what it says it's going to do. Same thing would apply to your human resource policies and any number of other areas that may apply to your nonprofit. This is something that NPRC can help with. One of the things that makes us different is our cross-functional expertise. We can help you with board training and the legal aspects of things. We can help you with HR issues. We can help you with social media issues. If you want to know more, please give us a call. Thanks.